Yeah, hi. I've enjoyed the show right through to the end of Atlantis. Two questions. First, during the show you used P90s as weapons, but you never used the Zats. And the second one is, what are your thoughts on the new sequel to the original Stargate movie?
You saying that we didn't use the Zats?
Well, you didn't use it constantly.
No.
You relied more on the P90s than the Zats, but the Zats seem more practical.
I refuse to carry a Zat. I will say this. Because they actually put it as a sidearm for us at certain points, and I refused to because I thought it was the dumbest weapon ever invented by sci-fi. First of all, and you have to understand this, you only see it when it's like, shooting out at CGI rays and stuff like that. If you see it in reality, as you see some of the people walking around with the replicas, it's a penis. And the practical effect of this was where you'd squeeze the trigger and the little thing would go, hee. And you probably never even noticed it. Like, it was such a small, subtle effect. You probably never even noticed it. We could have just shaken the damn thing and nobody ever got close to watch it go, peek. So the idea of brandishing a penis at the aliens was not at all appealing to me in the least. And the second part, and I have to say this, and this is why it's the dumbest weapon, one shot stuns, 2 kills, 3 makes it disappear. Now, after you've been stunned, and an hour later you go swimming, and they shoot you one more time, are you stunned again? Or are you f***ing dead? Because and after you get stunned 3 times, shouldn't you disappear? What's the delay on that one? I wasn't sure. Because the reason why, and I will have to say this, because none of us were terribly fond of the original concept, the reason why the weapon had this magical ability was because in the episode of which it was discovered, which was the cliffhanger for season 1, we were knocking out all these guards on this spaceship, and all the bodies were lying around. So somebody, I guess, addressed it with saying, well, isn't somebody going to discover these bodies? And the guy went, oh. Well, yeah, 3 shots makes it disappear.
That was the director, right?
Yeah, and there's like sometimes the Zat could do whatever it wanted. Like in 1969, O'Neill shoots a padlock and the padlock like disappears or whatever it is, or breaks open, and you're like, when can the Zat do that? Shouldn't the padlock be just stunned?
I agree with everything he said. I always fought against carrying the Zat whenever I could for all of the above reasons. I was like, no, he's definitely more military. He's got his 9mm.
Yeah.
Plus, there's another thing about carrying the practical weapons. We did live fire stuff, right? So we be in a firefight, right? It's a lot of fun to be out there with automatic weapons firing off live fire. Gunfire is fun for an actor, right? If you're standing there and someone else is, got, and I like the G36, you got a G36, reload the clip, just unload it into the woods, and you're stuck there with a Zat going, it's not as much fun.
Oh, I forgot about this. There's another part about it, too.
But here's one thing that I really didn't get. I couldn't understand why every village we went into, we went in carrying armed weapons. And the villagers are like, what can we do for you? It's like, if we rolled up into Perth carrying a G36 and some P90s, people, they're going to call the cops. We roll into the town and like, we're so happy to see you.
I am Oman. Welcome to my village.
But I guess it could be completely different if we walk up and we're carrying the Zats. They're like, yeah, the red light district is over there, fellas.
There was an episode.
Give us your whores.
The other thing too is because there was no effect, like with the handguns and the all of our automatic weapons, you knew when it was firing because it would fire a blank, or it would, at least even in the case of some of the handguns, it would like at least discharge a gas round or something like that, and they'd put the effect in afterwards if it was in close range. With the Zats, you weren't entirely sure that the CGI guys were going to be able to tell when you thought you were firing the weapon. And if you watch, there's one scene in, I think it's Fallen, where Corin Nemec and I, Jonas and Daniel, get ringed into this room. And this is actually, you have to rewatch this if you haven't seen it already. This is kind of hilarious. Is that we get ringed into the room, and there's a bunch of guards all lying around, and we start firing the Zats. And if you watch carefully, that poor Corin is still doing this when they stop using the effect. So he does at least 2 more. And they're not helping him.
Never piss off the CG gods.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, that that's all we have time for. Please give a big round of applause for Cliff, Ben, and Michael.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the support over the years. I got to tell you that. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.